Good morning, my dear students of class 12. Today I will continue the chapter 5. That is, the name of the chapter 5 is Principles of Inheritance and Variation. So in my first video of this chapter, I have discussed about some terms which are important to understand this chapter. Today I will talk about Mendel and his laws, that means laws of inheritance and others. Okay. So before that we have to know who is Mendel. So Mendel was that first who carry out the quantitative study of inheritance, and you know the meaning of inheritance. So Mendel first done this quantitative study on inheritance, and his full name is Gregor Johann Mendel, and he conducted a hybridization experiments on the garden pea. On which plant? Garden pea. Okay, so Mendel has done or conducted a hybridization experiments on garden peas for 7 years. For 7 years. And what is the date? 1856 to 1863. During these 7 years, Mendel has performed some experiments on this garden pea. Okay, and proposed a law which is called as law of inheritance. Okay, so Mendel has proposed this law of inheritance. Now, why Mendel has chosen that garden pea? There must be some cause for that Mendel has chosen that garden pea, because that Mendel selected garden pea for mainly two reasons. Because many varieties of this garden pea is available. Okay, many varieties of this garden pea were available with observable alternative forms or alternative characters. Okay, so all the characters we will get a dominant trait and a recessive trait. So what are these? I will tell the 7 pairs of contrasting characters of pea plant. Okay, and what are the other causes? That pea plant can be self-pollinated and self-fertilized. Okay, that's why she has selected this flower, and the structure of the flower is very suitable or experimental for cross-pollination also. Okay, because Mendel has done both self-pollination and cross-pollination, and for both the pollination that pea plant is very suitable. Okay, and that plant is easily available, that plant can grow early, it doesn't take time too much. Okay, so these are the some reasons for which Mendel has chosen the pea plant. So what are the 7 alternative or contrasting characters Mendel has chosen? So what are they? I will tell you. So first character was So what are these characters? So first one is stem height. And what is the dominant form for stem height? Is tall, and recessive one is dwarf. Okay, first character was stem height. What is the second character? That is flower color. And which was the dominant form? Dominant form was violet, and the recessive form was white. And third one is flower position. Flower position. Dominant one is axial and recessive one is terminal. Next one is pod shape. Its dominant form is inflated, and the recessive one is constricted. Next one is pod color, and its dominant one is green and recessive one is yellow. Next one is seed shape. its dominant one is round and recessive one is wrinkled. And last one is seed color. Its dominant one is yellow and recessive one is green. So Mendel has studied the 7 pair of contrasting characters of P. You have to remember all these forms. Questions may be asked from this portion that which one is dominant or which one is recessive one. Okay. So you have to remember that chart, that 7 pairs of contrasting characters and which one is dominant and which one is recessive one. Okay. So with the help of that character, Mendel conducted such artificial pollination and experiments using several true breeds or lines. Okay. And after that, having undergone continuous self-pollination. So Mendel first what he has done, that is artificial pollination or cross-pollination. After that he has done that self-pollination. Okay. So Mendel for several he has continued self-pollination, that shows that stable trait of inheritance expression for several generations. So Mendel has selected 14 true breeding. You can see that 14 true breeding varieties Mendel has selected. Okay. So first what Mendel has done, a cross he has done which is called as monohybrid cross. Okay, so first I will talk about the monohybrid cross and after that Mendel has done the dihybrid cross. Okay, so first one is monohybrid cross. So first, for the hybridization technique, Mendel has selected some parents and he has done emasculation and bagging. That means Mendel has wanted to do first cross-pollination or artificial pollination. So he need to stop the self-pollination. That's why first he has done emasculation and bagging. So what is emasculation and bagging? You know, you have read it in the previous chapters, but I am repeating that emasculation means removal of anthers from the flower buds. Okay, and flower buds before the pollen grains mature. Before the maturation of pollen grains, if the anthers are removed from that particular flower, that is called as emasculation. So first Mendel, what he has done, that from the pea flower, he has removed the anther part and then bagging part has been done. So what is the bagging? Bagging is the process of covering the emasculated flower with a suitable bag made of butter paper. Okay. So first he has removed the anther part from the flower, then he has covered a polythene bag with that flower. Why that bagging is required? To prevent the contamination of stigma with unwanted pollen grains. Because if he kept it open, then what happens? Some unwanted contamination may occur. So to prevent that unwanted contamination, bagging part is required. Okay. So then he has first he has done these two. After that he has performed his experiment. Okay. So what are the different stages of experiment? We will so I will show you. So in the first stage, Mendel has done that he has taken the character of the first is seed height. Okay. So he has taken a tall plant and a dwarf plant and then cross pollination was there. Okay. So what he has done, I will show you the Mendel's Monohybrid cross. Mono means one. Okay, that means this cross first was done by a single character. So what he has taken? Stem height. So what is the dominant character? So I have explained that in case of dominant characters we have to write it in capital letter, and if it is recessive one then we have to write it in small letter. So first Mendel has taken tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant. These are the parent generation, or we can write it as P. So that means that one is the stem height. So that one is the tall plant and that one is the dwarf. And what type of pollination was there? Cross pollination. Cross pollination. So then from these gametes will be produced. So from this one gamete will be capital T, and from this one gamete will be small t. So not only single one, two gametes will be produced. As they are homozygous, gametes will be the same. Okay, so now that self-pollination will occur. So fusion of these gametes. So I am showing only one, the another one will be the same. So this capital T small t, after the self-pollination is there. That is self-pollination. Okay, so this generation is called F1 generation or filial 1 generation. You can call it fast filial generation or F1 generation or filial 1 generation. So next, from this generation we will get the gametes. These are the gametes. So in the next generation what we will get? We will cross each one. So that one is capital T, that one is capital T, small t, that one is again capital T, small t, and last one is small t, small t. Okay, that generation is called as F2 generation, or you can call it second filial generation. Okay, that means in this step Mendel allowed F1 hybrid offspring. F1 hybrid offspring is allowed for self-pollination, and after that produced second filial generation or F2 generation. Okay, so after that what was the observation? So you can see that some plants are tall homozygous and some are short homozygous or dwarf homozygous, and some are heterozygous in condition. So if we make a board which is called as checker board, by the help of this we can conclude that what will be the genotype and phenotype of monohybrid cross. Okay, so now here if I draw that one, so here what we will write? We will write this one, capital T, small t, capital T. These gametes will be written here, male, female. Then fusion, capital T, capital T. This one, capital T, small t. This one, capital T, small t. This one, small t, small t. Okay, so this F2 generation we have done it in that board. Okay, which is called a checker board. So with the help of that we can find out that what is the phenotypic and genotypic ratio. So first if I write the phenotypic ratio, as you know that phenotypic ratio means the which can be seen through our eyes, that means with the morphological characters. So what will be the phenotypic ratio? That is, this plant is capital T, capital T. Okay, that means this plant will be tall as T is dominant. This one, capital T, small t. As capital T is present, and you know that dominant will express its character even if it is present in heterozygous condition. So that plant also be tall, and again this plant is tall, and that one is small t, so that one will be dwarf. Okay, so what will be the phenotypic ratio? Tall is to dwarf. 1, 2, 3 tall and 1 dwarf. So phenotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 3:1. And if I consider the genotypic ratio, then what is the genotype we have got? Capital T is to capital T small t is to small t small t. So 1 is to 2 is to 1. So that one is the genotypic ratio. And these two are the main phenotypic and genotypic ratio of Mendel's first observation or Mendel's monohybrid cross. So in that observation, Mendel has got the monohybrid cross ratio is 3:1 and 1:1 in that after that F2 generation. Okay. So whenever you write that ratio, you have to write the parameter also. Okay. That tall or dwarf or that capital T small t as genotype, you know. So before this video you have to check the previous one, because without that you will not be able the meaning of this all these terms. Okay. So with that we have completed the monohybrid ratio, and this is done in the P plan, and after that the experiment has been done in guinea pig also. Okay. So in my next class I will explain about the if I count out the percentage in that case, that means the genetic constitution of F1 plants is that pure dominant. If I consider pure dominant, then what will be the percentage? Pure dominant is 1. So in 4 only 1 is pure dominant. So that one will be 25%. And if I consider the pure recessive, then again we will get 1/4, that means 25%. Now if I consider that hybrid dominant, then what will be the ratio? Hybrid dominant is 50%, because 2 hybrid form is there. So hybrid dominant is 50%. So by that we can find it out the ratio. So hence we conclude that the phenotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 3:1 and the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. And these are also known as Mendelian monohybrid ratio. Mendelian monohybrid ratio. Okay. So for today that's it. In my next class I will talk about the Mendel's dihybrid cross. Okay, and we will show the Punnett square. Okay, so what is that Punnett square? Let me explain you that it is a graphical representation to calculate the probability of all possible genotypes of offspring in a genetic cross. Okay, so it was developed by a scientist whose name was Punnett, and who for that it is named so. Okay, so in my next class I will talk about the dihybrid cross. So for today that's it, and thank you.